Nigeria. How will you not feel attached after sex? Yeah. Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police in the lives of their kids.
Posing is not like me, I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring and
okay.
So guy, you never reach me will marry me.
That's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are supernaturally built that way? Yeah, do you know? God has divinely made you like that.
Welcome to the lounge. And let me be the first to tell you Happy Workers' Day. My name is Margaret Estazawar, and with me on set today is the beautiful Moyolua. Hi Moya, how are you doing today?
I am very well, thank you, and happy
thank you. And Lekon, aka Authority. How far now?
I do.
The man behind the camera, now in front of the camera.
Nice one.
Right.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
And how does it feel to be sitting down here? You've always been behind the camera, and now you are sitting down with us.
Just like saying, how does it feel to be on the other side of the table? Well, fantastic, great. Let's see what you have for us.
Look forward to it, to many it as well. Look forward to it. And what are we discussing today? A painful truth, if you ask me. I mean, there was a video circulated online recently with a mother-in-law beating a pregnant woman in the presence of her husband, and a report reaching us today alleged that the woman has indeed lost the pregnancy. Now, what are we discussing today? Woman beaten by mother-in-law in husband's presence loses pregnancy. Again, woman beaten by mother-in-law in husband's presence loses pregnancy. Now, I should probably start with you, Authority, because you're the man here, and yes, I'm going to start with you. So, if somebody said who was to blame, because from the entire video we saw that they came together for a meeting. Nobody knows what that meeting entailed. It could be the mother-in-law came to resolve the issue between the husband and the wife, or of course the mother-in-law and the wife had an issue and they came to resolve the issue, and something happened and it sort of escalated, which resulted to the mother-in-law hitting the woman on her belly and hitting her head, because the woman kept saying, you hit me on my belly, you hit me on my head, yes? And if I lose my pregnancy. In fact, when I first saw that video, I was really hoping and praying that the woman does not lose the pregnancy. And I believe that after everything, all I heard the husband say at the end of the day was, come back to the meeting. And I was just wondering how. So speaking holistically to this thing that I just said, I see the issue. Because to say it in English, I don't know. Did it tire me?
First of all, it's a pathetic situation. It's a bad one. Why would you even beat your daughter-in-law in the first place? What could have led to that? No matter the disagreement, the alteration, but who is to blame? I think the guy, the husband. See, marriage is not just... okay, let me come from this angle. You know, when you saw the woman or the lady, not only I will take care of you, I will protect you.
Usually.
I will do all those things. All right, now it's time for you to protect her. Of course, there's a way you handle a situation like that. I'm not saying you should beat your mother. I'm not saying you should be disrespectful to your mother, but you can handle the situation in a way where you pacify your mom and you also protect your woman.
Yeah.
Because a woman that left her parents, left her father, mother, and everything, and clings to you, is there for you carrying. She has given birth to, I think, 2 children.
Yeah, she has
and
children.
That's the 3rd pregnancy. By God's grace, I've been privileged to be in the labor room, and I know that it's not an easy stuff. So for a woman to have given birth the first time, to have given birth the second time, and you allow somebody, and you allow your mother to beat her, no matter what is happening, and you understand, come back, let us discuss. The woman should, okay, let me be careful. But the guy didn't behave well. The guy didn't do well.
Hold that while I come to Moyi. So in this part of the world, there are situations where you hear mother-in-laws are almost like the alphas. Do not touch them, do not speak to them. Most mother-in-laws believe that you should not hold them accountable to their actions. Like, I'm the mother of your son, or I'm the mother of your daughter. It's my daughter, it's my son's house. We've heard that narrative over and over, and I think it has become like a broken record now. It's almost a norm. And while the woman was beating the lady, I kept waiting for the husband to do something. Because the woman put the phone down. I'm not sure they even knew she was recording. You know, because we could not even see their faces so much. And She kept saying, you are hitting me. And I did not hear the only thing I heard that man say was, come back now, come and sit down for the meeting. After somebody has hit your wife. So do you think that sometimes mother-in-laws need to take a step back? We understand that you're the mother of this guy, but you don't leave your husband's house and then come abuse your son's wife. So do you think that at some point, mother-in-laws really, really, really emphasis on the really need to take a step back?
Yes, of course. They need to know when to take a step back. It's just the norms. But I believe that, or I think that some mother-in-laws used to feel like once their sons get married, that is the point where they can show themselves. I mean, they were once in-laws to someone else. They married into a family, and maybe what they experienced, now they have that liberty to show another person. Do you understand? And mother-in-laws tend to forget that when you do this to someone else, you're passing down hate, you're passing down wickedness, right? Like, you don't just see somebody's daughter. Like you said, you marry this person from someone else's family. You're bringing her into your family. And by the virtue of tradition, during your traditional marriage, they'll tell you, Eto Jomo, wow, take care of our daughter. Are you promising us that nothing will happen to her? You're going to protect her? And everything you guys will say that day is, don't worry, we'll take care of her, we'll keep her. In fact, when you see her next time, you will not recognize her again. But now, the recognizing is not, it's not even good recognizing anymore. It's a recognizing because you've beaten her. I mean, what would lead to a mother to beat another woman that you know she's pregnant? Even if you do not know, can you raise your hand to beat your own son that is of a marriageable age and is married already? So what makes you think that you can raise your hand to beat his wife?
Thank you, Moyi. And that brings me to what I intended to say from the very beginning since we started this, and it's just evil intent. You can take it to the bank, you can take it to the books. It's just evil intent. What kind of malicious intent will you have towards your daughter-in-law? Now, I understand that sometimes things might happen, but if you respect that office, and I think it's something that is very difficult for some mother-in-laws. I'm not going to say all, because some mother-in-laws are great. They are amazing. You won't even know that this person is not their daughter. Do you understand? But there are some, as my Yoruba colleague, they're wicked to the ground. Is that what he means?
Yes.
It's to the ground, I'll be more correct. They are very wicked. So this one, I'm also sitting down, I was just wondering, what would have made you look at your son's wife? First of all, he drove you, or you came with Okada or Uber. You entered, you sat down, not in your house. This is not your husband's house. You sit down, you take your son's wife, she becomes a punching bag. Okay, let's now say maybe she did something wrong. She offended you. You would have first looked at that baby. She was heavily pregnant. You didn't even consider it. And you thought that it would be better to beat her. And I think there are reports that allege that they've been having problems in their home.
Yeah, the husband and
the wife have been having problems in their home for a long time. Because I heard the mother-in-law, she kept saying, you will leave my house today. You will leave this house today. And I'm asking myself a question again. Mama, is this your house? Because I'm confused. How? Where did we get to? Where did we get to that point where you're like, you will leave this house today? And that way brings me to the man.
Okay.
Because me, from where I'm sitting, I see the man as a weak man. You're a weak man. There's nothing anybody would have told me. He's a weak man. He's not a man. He's not.
I mean, that does not show your masculinity.
Even if he did not raise the hand, the fact that he watched the mother.
I think the man didn't raise his.
No, the fact that he watched his mother.
That's what I'm trying to say. See, in marriage, just like you have said, we have different mother-in-laws. We have different mothers and every other thing like that. You see some women and their daughter-in-law, and you ask yourself, are you sure? Even at times the son is like, come. Nami get your mama, yeah. This one, I'm suspecting both of you. Are you sure you're not trying to hijack my mother from me and things like that? But even at that, I think, just like you said, the man didn't do well.
At all.
There's a place, there's this boundary. Okay, I'm a Christian, of course, with all due respect to our viewers who are not Christians. But even when you're getting married in church, there's always this admonition that family, please give them space. Yeah. Family, let them build their life and every other thing. True. Yeah, even if you're going to contribute, if you're going to come in, there should be limitations. There should be boundary. You should respect this. Oh, look, yes, it's my son, but he's a grown man now. He's starting his own family now. what you can do is, you actually do is actually give them advice.
But is it not possible?
Not try to control.
But is it not
family.
possible that the man didn't set this boundary, and that's why the mother had the audacity to do what she did?
It's obvious the man didn't do that. Probably call him a mommy boy. I won't argue.
No, it's not. Don't argue. It's a mommy's boy. Don't worry. You are very on point.
For the woman to have gone to the extent of raising her hand to beat the daughter-in-law, that should tell you the kind of a man the guy is. That should tell you that the man, you know, there are people that are like, yeah, it's my mother now. What do you expect me to say? Do you expect me to stop her? We're not saying you should disrespect your mom. Haven't you seen families where even the sister, I mean, the husband's sister will be controlling the wife, will be doing the wife anyhow, and will be disrespecting the wife. Shade, what about the clothes that I brought? Yeah, you be calling your brother's wife, you know, you call her by name, you call her, you know, you speak to her, and then it's my sister. It's my blood now. Do you expect me to push them away? We're telling you to push them away. This one needs factory reset slapper. You know? Yes. Nobody's telling you to push them away. But at the same time, let them know that, hey, Oga, this is your boundary. Don't go beyond this line. The moment you do this, of course, you won't like my reaction. You won't like my response. Because sooner or later, you will go to your husband's house. How will you feel if somebody is doing that? If your husband relatives are doing that to you, I don't know if you're getting me.
Thank you.
This is a situation whereby, and I don't know, you see a situation whereby instead of the guy to protect the wife, the family, the in-law will overwork the woman. Your wife is in the 30s; she's looking at a late 40-year-old woman.
Let me now take it from you there. You see what he said now, which brings me to the next thing I want to talk about. Is it love or enabling abuse? Because sometimes people mistake enabling abuse for love. They say it's submission. They say it's commitment. Now, we've seen it play out now. You know this person has been beating you. Is it until he breaks your hand or he breaks your leg? I put it to you that when we were in primary school, maybe for any reason you get to school late, you know that there's one principal with one long cane somewhere waiting that will flog you. And that cane will enter, like it will pain you. The next day, you will try as much as possible not to come late to school so that you don't take that beating. Yes or no? So is it... I want to now understand why some people see abuse as some sort of commitment and submission. Because I remember some time on the internet where you hear women say, in fact, yes, a particular show I particularly made it on YouTube, and I heard this woman say, one of the contestants asked the question, and he said to her, if your husband assaults or abuses your child sexually, would you take him back? And she was like, yes. She would take him back. He's her husband. She's not divorcing him for that. The women were shocked. The men were shocked. I that was watching the show, I was also shocked. Like, what do you mean? To her, she loves the man. Even if he goes to jail, she will bail him now. You know, and you hear this kind of conversations and your body begins to actually itch. Now, that's why I asked this question. Will I call it love now abuse? Because if we follow the reports, the alleged reports, that he has been beating her for years and she has birthed 2 children already. Please, is there a reason why she just sat down there and she just stayed? Is it love?
You see, I feel like there are so many reasons why people stay in abusive marriage, because we cannot oversay this thing. We have said it over and over again. Leave abusive marriage. But some women are just in there, sitting down there. I don't know the reason, but I feel like there are so many reasons why women stay. One, if I go out there, what is the assurance that I'm going to meet someone better than him? One, there are a lot of worse people out there. I don't fall into this one. They say the angel the devil is better than the angel you don't know. So I already carried my own devil. Let me be pouring palm oil on his head. Some people feel like that. Some people feel like, okay, if I divorce him now, I'm going to be a single mother, raising maybe 2 kids. This country is not a country where you have to do all of those abroad stuff that you know that it favors the woman. It doesn't really favor the woman in this country.
No child support.
No child support, and that's the word. So you know that you're going to be on the losing end because you have to suffer for those children. Now they look at it again. Now what would the community say? All the single sisters, all my friends that have married and left them in the singles world, so they will not say that, oh, I'm back here. Do you understand? People would look down on me, they will stigmatize me.
And there's also the chance of, oh, I will not live there, somebody else will not come and rape for them.
Exactly, and start enjoying. Maybe some people might even feel like, maybe if I stay a little longer, maybe it will change. Maybe if I my mommy survived it. I mean, it got to a
and
point
it maybe is.
So maybe I would just, so you begin to count years. In fact, you forget that you're counting years. You just sit down there, you're hoping that one day you will wake up and you will meet an angel in your house. So I feel like those are some of the reasons why women stay in abusive marriage. Because for this one, according to report, they allegedly said that he has been beating her for 7 years. And I want to assume that that is the 7 years they've been married for. So every single time, he has beaten you. And maybe this time again, there was an issue. Now your mother-in-law came to, let's say, settle the matter. And while she was there, the only thing she could do is to escalate it even more. Now I want to speak to the fact when you said that the man might be a mommy's boy. He might be a mommy's boy, but something came to my mind. I'm like, he's a wicked person. He has wickedness in his heart.
That's even intentional.
Because if you're not wicked in heart, your mom is here. You and your wife have issues. And I mean, you might have issues that you cannot resolve it as husband and wife. You just have to bring someone else and it's fine. Your mother came. The matter began to escalate. It will first start from maybe raising voices. And as the man in the house, you cannot like calm the situation. It has to get to the point of, she hits me on the head once, she hits me in the belly once, and you are coming to tell your wife to come and stand. You're not even begging her that, babe, sorry.
Sorry, calm
down where you are. It's wickedness. He's wicked. He is a wicked person.
It seemed that he enjoyed it.
I mean, he has even come online to speak.
And he was speaking in the face of his mom now.
Yes, I'm saying that the woman, she was the one that started, in fact, she started insulting him, started calling him name, she started telling him that whatever he does, the ground will not favor him. Before a woman utters that kind of statement, you have gone over and beyond. You have done too much.
She told my singlet.
She told my singlet.
He's not even caring that maybe she lost the child.
In all of this,
crazy,
you have to
like...
tell your wife to say, okay, I believe that this might be a lie, but let's just say it's true. He said she slapped the mom. No, she pushed the mom. Allegedly. And the mom slapped her. And she slapped the mom back.
So what was he looking at?
That's why that
he slapped left, right, center.
Let's just say that the wife actually pushed the mom. Let's say we're not there.
Allegedly. Let's be put allegedly. Yeah.
What was the man looking at? The matter got to that extent that the wife had to push your mom. While voices were rising, you would have read the room, you would have handled the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, even if it's okay, you know what? Let's call it a day, or let's end this meeting now. We'll come back later and every other thing. That's one. Two. Well, the guy has been beating the woman for 7 years. Maybe that's one of the reasons that even gave the woman.
The mother the audacity
to do that. Yeah,
so it's normal now. Come and take beating too.
Another thing from what we've seen online, from what Moyi said, is you see some people say they would rather be crying inside Range Rover, they would rather be crying inside Bentley than to be laughing on top of Okada. Yes, or that. See that money, you know, so that they are enjoying money. I mean, someone wants to go out. They have makeup artists that will patch the red this thing here, patch the black face.
He doesn't like blush.
And it's the truth now. And everywhere will look okay. And we say, hey, Ranka Dede Mama, you know, hey, beautiful mama. Beautiful mama, that the moment to go home self is problem. Yes, you know, to do what you say anyhow is backhand. Bah. You do anyhow is you do and everything. So I think some people stay in abusive marriage to all because of status, money, all this flashy life, and that's what comes by all those tweets. Crying
and you know, there was a part of the video that broke my heart. It was the fact that the children were there. I don't know how people cannot normalize not doing certain things in front of children.
Did you see one of those children like this?
You know, when the mom was still talking, the mom kept saying, "You beat me. Just pray I don't lose this pregnancy. Just pray." And the daughter said, "Mommy is okay." And immediately, I didn't hear the woman's voice. The woman kept quiet. And then I was like, oh my God. The children had to be here to witness this. What do you think would happen to that child's psyche?
And they will even get to know that you finally lost that pregnancy.
Well, what do you think? I think that's why even though it's bad, but you know, some people's experience, that's what we make some ladies to say, do you have mother? If I agree, maybe I will marry you or not. Yes. Because this is their grandmother assaulting their mom. To them, before you know, I had, it's a funny stuff though, but I asked someone said, he met a lady that said, when he hear anybody bearing Femi, she will wrong. Because what Femi's have done to her, they've shown her shaky.
Yeah.
Alright, so someone experiencing a first-hand battering from her grandmom to her mom. If she grows up with that mentality, that means if nobody is able to help her or something like that, she doesn't speak out or she seeks help or she's able to see other good sides of, other good mother-in-law. She may grow up with this notion that this mentality that I don't want to marry any man that
has his mom.
Exactly. And that's is your mom still alive? Okay, I don't think this marriage will work.
I used to hear this. I used to hear it when I was growing up. And people were like, how would a woman tell you that, ask you that, do you have a mom? She's an evil person. Don't marry that kind of woman. She's going to come. I didn't understand until I grew up and I grew older to understand that there are women that are wicked. They have wickedness in their hearts.
Like you would think that they didn't get married to somebody. You would think they didn't get married to somebody.
They were never married. They were
like
never married to another family.
It shocks me.
Somebody's daughter. If you know you didn't like this person in the first place, I mean, talk to your son not to marry her. And again, I don't know why women will know that your mother-in-law does not like you, yet you will put your head inside. They used to say something in Yoruba. They say, Okaburuku lo sheni, Anaburuku no sheni. You cannot have a bad in-law. You can have a bad husband, but do not ever have a bad in-law. If you have a bad husband, you can always run to your in-laws. They will talk to him. Now, if you have a bad in-law and the husband is not like you have sense too, like that, I don't want to talk to them. You are on your own. So if you notice that maybe from meeting the husband, parent or family, they don't really like you like that, they don't accept you, maybe they always find faults in you, or maybe you go to your mother-in-law's house, she's already complaining that you didn't sweep ground, you didn't do this, you didn't kneel down very well to greet me. Those are signs. And when you get into the house, they will frustrate you. They'll tell you there's nothing you can do well, and their son must not even say anything about you that is maybe bad, like mom will see what she did to me. Problem has started. I said it. She's a very nonsense girl. Please, ladies, actually. Ladies.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing.
As you're opening your eyes to marry a good man, please open your eyes to pick a good mother-in-law. Their mother-in-laws that are good. It's not just a good man.
Nobody has the monopoly of having a good mother-in-law. Nobody has the monopoly of these things. Do you understand? That's the first thing I want you to understand. Nobody has. See, that's why I said there was a particular time on the lounge we spoke to deceit. So everything that you're seeing sometimes is not what it seems like in reality. That's why sometimes I'll say social media is a marketplace. Because you're looking at somebody's life now, you just feel, oh my God, it's so rosy. Oh, it looks so good. And they're saying, I went on my knees 3 times today. I was praying to Jehovah. But it's not true. They were not praying to God to achieve that thing that they've achieved. They know that it did not just take prayer. It took reading. It took this. But they will tell you the one that they know will favor you. Yeah. The one that when you see, you will click and you will like. But in their reality, when you now see them in their reality, you see them physically, you see them koro, oju meet oju. You will not see that they are different. That's why I say social media is not real life. But you know why I think that some of those women fall prey to some of these things? And this is not me coming for my women, because I'm a woman too. But it's because some of you don't know how to close your legs. Now, I'm not saying that that's not the reason that this didn't happen to this woman. But I'm speaking to some other women that, because you posed a very strong question. Why do you see terrible mother-in-laws and you put your head in? Number one is deceit. They will pretend and tell you it's beautiful. We are not like this. We are God-fearing. We have a parish. When you hear we have a parish like this, you have lost all your sixth sense. This woman is she has the fear of God, which is not even the Bible says watch and pray.
Yeah.
Do you get it now? Now there's another part of you not knowing when to close your legs. So some of these women are pregnant and they don't want to give birth out of wedlock. So they don't have a choice. They need to get married. They have seen all the signs. They've seen all in fact, the red is redder than red. But they don't have a choice. Like, how do you carry pregnancy in your parents' house? I don't understand. You know how shameful that is. So of course they'll be like, no, it doesn't matter. I will stick with this one. And then they go ahead. And then they get married. So sometimes, aside from deceit, sometimes we are our own problem. And we need to check ourselves internally. Now, authority, quickly, this has already happened. Unfortunately, the woman lost the child. Moving forward, what do you think can be done to avert such situations?
From the same family?
Yeah. It could be that family, it could be other families. Because, I mean, this is one that we are seeing. There are many that we are not seeing. Yeah.
Well, first of all, our health is important. She needs to work on that. she has lost the child, go to the hospital, do all the necessary checks, and they need to make sure she's okay. Well, I'm going to come in from this angle because that's who I am. Prayer is important as well. She's gotten married already. Well, the Bible is against separation. I'm against divorce as well. But there are times you have to separate. I'm not talking about divorce. Leave the environment. If you have to move away from that house until things are okay. Because, okay, let's say the mother-in-law is out of the way. What about the man? Has he repented from still beating her? What about the fact that if she has lost this pregnancy? What's the assurance that she goes in now, she takes in again, the man will still not pan a bit her body or something like that? So there are times you have to just encourage this, not divorce, but separate. Maybe you have to stay. See, if you have to.
What's even with the word divorce? Why is the problem?
I wouldn't want to talk much about that because there's this personal belief and all that stuff like that. But if it's getting to this extent of health-related this thing, I mean, physical, domestic violence, physical assault, and every other thing, you staying in the house is not advisable. What if you wake up the people wake up one day and you are no more? It's a matter of dead man don't tell tales. Or
so they should separate.
Of course.
I'm saying that they should separate. And what if both parties don't change? The parents. What if both parties don't change? Because now you say divorce is not an option. So what if both parties don't change? They should just stay separated.
Well, that's why even before you get into marriage, you have to look very well. Yes, because you have to take. See, marriage is not something you just rush into, and that's why the Bible says, "Watch and pray." You pray, you watch. You watch, you pray. Most people watch, they don't pray. And some pray, they don't watch. See, when the Bible says, "Do not lean on your understanding," but people say, "Use your sense." The same God that gave you that sense, say, "Don't lean on that sense. Lean on me," because your sense is limited. There are some things that no matter what people can, I've had situations where they say, if you like cohabit from now till tomorrow, somebody that will see ideas or character will see ideas.
Yeah, that one I agree with you.
It is when you are now enter the marriage, we cohabited there for 6 years now, they play, you have entered already. The person knows that you have entered. There are some people that will pretend, go to church with you, they will not miss fellowship time, as a matter of fact, they will get there before you, and you're, oh my goodness. But there's a place of, there's someone that sees beyond the physical. That's one. Two is that there's always signs, but many people ignore it because of fantasies, because of whenever he talks, he sweep me off my foot. Okay, now he's putting you on your feet now, and there's nothing you can do about it. And yes, now because now you are in it. 2 children, where will you run to? Yes, see, it is not good, but. Why most men, let me say that word, is that some men, even when you divorce or when men divorce, they still have the probability of still getting married or remarried is high, or is higher for men. Unlike a woman, or like women, generally, especially when you're given birth. You may have that grace, that opportunity, and every other thing like that. So moving forward, see, I think our health is important, our life is important, because of the children as well. Yorubas will say, your eye, somebody's eyes cannot be like your own eye. If she dies today and the husband marries another person, I just hope that woman will be someone that has the fear of God. Else, those children will suffer. The likelihood is there. So she has to fight for herself. She has to fight for her children as well. So yes, for now I will recommend separation. Well, if the guy moving forward, if the man does not change, well, they have to call a family meeting. Yes, because our family needs to come into this. So from there, they know what to do. Can
I call you a counselor from now on? For now? Because I felt like I was under a crusade. I was just receiving words. I was like, it's Bible that remain and scarf on my head. Honestly, that's what's like. But really, what I sort of agree with some of the things that you said, I would also put it like this before I come to you, Moyi. The fact that some women actually do this due diligence, because out of everything that you spoke to is due diligence. You by the word, you're praying, you're fasting, you're still watching, some people actually do these things, because I believe that there are so many women that watch this show, or men that have gone through stuff like this. It could be a man, it could be a woman, and they actually do what is required. But what happens. Life happens. We need to agree that sometimes life happens to people. Yes, and it does not matter as to how holy you are or how unholy you are. There are some people that don't even go to church as much as these people that go to church, and they don't have terrible marriages.
See,
so are we going to say that they didn't serve God enough, or they're just terrible people, or they did not lean on their understanding?
I think
so. Now I'm not saying no. Sorry, I'm sorry. So why I'm not dismissing everything that you have said. I'm a Christian and I stand with you. I'm just saying that there are certain people in this world who, of course, did all of these things that you have said, and life still happened to them. Do you understand? And life has given them a second chance. Yes, like you said, most times it's not easy for single mothers, especially single mothers. You know, I was talking about it holistically on the lounge, about how the world sort of makes single mothers and single fathers feel as though they are not good enough. But you are enough. From where I'm seated, every day you are enough, because there are stories of people that have gone through 5 abusive marriages and they still met the one. You know, those stories still shock me till tomorrow. I'm like, what? And they still meet this one person who is right for them. So before I come to you, Moyi, I just want to say to you, if you're watching the show, that you are more than enough. Be you man, be you woman. Over to you, Moyi.
Okay, so like everything we have said this morning is actually correct. And the thing is, just know when to leave. I mean, know when to exit that marriage. It's not a do or die affair. And again, I will say that Christianity has made it maybe the former Christianity. Sorry.
You still Christianity is former
Christianity, but I mean, maybe when we were growing up, what I used to hear was, when you're married, it's for better, for worse, till death do you part. You cannot divorce this person. As long as you have made that choice and they've asked you on the altar, is it the one, and you said yes, you have to face it head on. I've heard someone who is a pastor, and we're just having this conversation, and we're talking about domestic violence, and I asked him, I said, if your daughter gets married and she gets beaten in her home, what will you do? He said, nothing. She has to be there. I said, why? He said, before she gets married, you will ask her, is she the one? Did you pray? Did you confirm? If she said yes, he didn't help her make that choice. She cannot leave that marriage. She will be there. I said, did you want she will die? He said, she cannot die. We'll pray she will not die. But she will be there. So, I mean, they painted this picture. Even me, when I was growing up, I used to have it at the back of my mind that divorce is not an option. Like, once you've entered. And it used to make me very scared of getting married. Like, very scared that, hey God, if I not enter and it is like this, so that's how we die, or that's how we'll just be there forever and ever. Like, I will never be happy, I will never find happiness anymore. But no, there's the option of living. It's not a do or die affair. God loves you. Yes, he wants marriage, but he doesn't want you to die in marriage. That's not Islam for you. He has not called you into this world to kill you. He didn't put you in that institution to kill you there. If it's not working for you, we make mistakes, and we go back to God to forgive us. If he can't forgive you, then forgive yourself and move on. Move on to the next person. And again, for men who are still children and feel like they're old enough to get married, if you know where you cannot handle your anger, please stay single. If you know that you've not got to the point where you can put your mother under, you can curb your mom, don't get married. If you know that you are not up to that point whereby you can stand your ground and make your words firm, and people like respect you for that word, that Otisoro, let's leave him alone, don't get married. I mean, you are not man enough for you to see your mom, and you cannot. I'm not saying there's some men, they don't disrespect their mom, but their mom kind of like, yeah, stop, please let us not say more than that. I mean, even my brother and my mom, they have a very close. My brother is the only son. They have a very tight bond. But there are some times that my brother will just say something. My mom will be like, zip it. Like, he has spoken. That's it. And that's the boundary. My mom does not go to my brother's house uninvited. In fact, even if you invite her, before she will leave, before she will come there, it has to take her the entire bag, yeah, now, go now. Because she knows that she has to give this gap. You are my son, you're my only son, but I cannot cross that line. You have grown to a point. So if you know that you have not gotten to that level where you have gotten your freedom off your parents, or you're that man that you still lived under your parents till you get married, please, I mean, I think you should take some years off to live alone, to see how you can manage living alone without your parents interfering in your life. Then you can bring a woman to share that life with you.
Yeah, thank you. You wanted to say something?
Yes. See, getting married is good, but even when you get married in the will of God, you still need wisdom to run that marriage.
My brother.
The fact that you marry right, are you getting me? That's why some people say, is it not God that led me into it? God led you into it, but you're not running the marriage with God's wisdom. There will be problem. Someone who does not know how to cook, and you say you marry in the will of God. And yes, your husband that does not like eating outside. Or your husband is an Ikitima or a Jeshaman.
Problem too,
And
you can't make pounded yam. There will be wahala. Except if
you come to a compromise.
See, even in coming to a compromise, there's a way you put it. Presentation matters.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Presentation matters in whatever you say. You need to know that there's a time you rub your man's head and say this and that, and we agree. Are you getting me? And there are times that the way you will say it, he may say, look, I'm the man of the house. I'm putting my foot down. And before you know it, things escalate. But even at that, no matter what, violence shouldn't be an option. Okay, so that you can know that I'm the man of the house, so that you can listen to me, I will break your bone today. And you break the bone. Yes. So for those who are in... But just like you said, there have been people who God gave second chances. Who have that grace. Left the first marriage and of course got a very good one. Yes, a better one, and thank God for their lives. But you also need to know that, see, for everything there will always be signs. I want to believe there will always be, like maybe you're talking and you're not the one you're talking to during courtship or during friendship or whatever, all those stages. If you know they talk to me, I can slap you, I can punch you, or someone that is shout at his mother.
Or your siblings in your presence.
Those are red flags, but we tend to ignore them.
Not even your siblings, outsiders. The way they relate to
ordinary outsiders, and you're happy. Maybe you're
so you is a man.
You're in a public transport now.
See, where all of these things and like we said, let us play the both coins. It's not just men now. Women too are very wicked and violent. Some women know. Now there's this story I saw online. I don't know who to blame in this situation. I think I showed you.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to read it out. They said 2 days after tying the knot, this man has filed for a divorce over his wife's rude attitude towards his mother. His wife and mother had a physical exchange at their wedding reception that saw both parties slap each other.
Wow.
Wedding reception.
The wife and mother-in-law.
So now this one is 2 ways. Is that the mother is a violent person or the wife is a violent person?
They are both violent.
Exactly. Or
no, they are both violent, because how will it be that on your wedding day, most of them will say, see, people will row you up on that your day, but try. And then it's not your mother-in-law that rows you up, the man that you want to enter inside his house, and you carry her, you slap your mother-in-law, and she say, what a fun tree she gives you back
in front of the guest. Money wasted.
So that one now, this one puts salt in my mouth because I don't know who to blame it.
No, don't bother.
And again, I've seen the scenario play out in real life. There's this woman that got married. I was her bridal assistant at that time. And while we were dressing her up, I think someone just came in. She has a friend. That friend is evil. I'm sorry, she's evil. She just came. Do you know what's happening outside? Your mother-in-law don't come, your other family. Those people don't agree for them.
That's
the advice. That's what she's going to carry her. I go show them pepper today. See that food ready there. Go keep them inside the house. Like, she was furious. She was ready to go out. Bride, where we were taking care of her. I was just trying to calm her down. Like, she shouldn't be angry. At the reception, she was like, if I catch, see that my brother-in-law, at the wedding reception, her friend was already telling her what to do, that she would take her to one pastor house like that. That she should not agree for anybody in this marriage.
That's a bad friend.
That day, she almost fought at the reception. She almost fought. Now, I was not like, if the husband sees this now, I mean, who are we to blame? He said that the wife is a violent person, I mean, the husband family, because at that scenario, I didn't know who to actually blame. Okay, I mean, I think the husband family,
showing her,
too dominating. They wanted to take care of everything, and she was the one that almost paid for almost the entire wedding. She's the one that has money. The other one is the lawyer, but this lawyer we don't really carry like that. And she made it obvious because we knew, I understood that she was the one that almost did everything on the wedding. And the husband family are not trying to make it their wedding. So she's speaking from a place of anger.
Oh, I get it.
But do you understand?
My
that
money,
anger now was going to
sweat, and my day.
Yes.
Exactly, was going to escalate into something else. She had an altercation with someone.
Yeah.
Outside. Yeah. In front of people.
Then I think the kind of friend, that friend is not a good friend.
No,
even she said she gets.
No, my you're not say the friend a terrible person.
She said get everybody.
What if the friend is not even happy for her? And she's just pretending.
But let us just at the end of the day,
what do you expect?
At the end of the day, you have to surround yourself with good people. And just as we'll wrap up the show, first of all, like I will speak to communication. Communicate. It's very important that you communicate before and after marriage. It's very important. Red flags are red for a reason. Notice everything, see everything, talk about everything. I don't think we are still in that era where you are afraid or you're skeptical about certain things you want to talk about. Ask the right questions, ask the nonsense questions, ask the main questions and get your answers. And by God's grace, I just hope that it works out for this woman. I don't know how, but as I said, I pray by God's grace.
I don't know if just 1 minute. I don't know if it is still allowed. It's a good thing to actually trigger your fiancé before getting married. Just under me, I'm like, should people trigger their fiancés? Let's have this conversation in the comment section. Actually, should you trigger your fiancé to know whether he's hot-tempered, is going to react? Because if people never get to that point where you have like a very heated conversation or altercation,
so how would you know how they react?
The limits to their anger.
Okay, so the question is, should you trigger your fiancé before you get married? Let's have that conversation in the comment section as we make it a wrap today. Thank you so much for joining us on the lounge. My name is Margaret Osazowa. Joining me has been Muyoluwa and Dilekon, aka Authority. Thank you so much, Authority. It was good to have you on set with us today. And thank you so much for joining us on the show. Until next week, Thursday. Bye.
Bye. I'm not going to propose to a guy ever.
And tomorrow,
why do you live everywhere?
Are you in Lagos?
I want to
Are you in
get
Nigeria?
married.
How will you not feel
Just like
attached after sex? Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police in the lives of their kids.
Proposing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring. And
So
guy, never reach me will marry me.
that's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way?
Yeah,
Do you know?
Imagine what
God has divinely made you like that.